Today's video is brought to you by Squarespace. I'm looking like a 70s reject today. I cut myself a fringe with some kitchen scissors. The intrusive thoughts one. Hello there, how are you all doing? I hope you're all doing well. So today we are going to be testing out some products I found on TikTok shop. TikTok is my least favorite social media platform, which is why I literally never used it and delete it for months at a time. The only reason I re-downloaded it is because people I follow on Instagram are really annoying and they're like, oh, hey, check out my TikTok. They don't just post it on Instagram, they have to post it on TikTok, then I have to go to another social media platform to see what they've posted. TikTok just went from really annoying videos to now annoying videos that are basically all ads. There is, however, an artist that I follow, Elise Brianne Design, and I repeatedly saw her talking about how TikTok shop was selling out her products for her small business. And this got me realizing that TikTok shop isn't just crap, also been really beneficial for small businesses to grow. So one of the brands that has been constantly promoted to me is Grabby. So Grabby started off as a subscription box service that I tried out last summer. I've been getting ads on Instagram, Facebook. I believe I also got one on Pinterest. I was not that impressed. A lot of the products were found very cheaply online. The second box I found, however, was really good. It was filled with their own original art supplies. It seems to be that they are really succeeding and flourishing, selling their own products. One of the things that I was constantly hounded with on TikTok shop was the Grabby paint pens. Grabby have sold 34,000 units of these acrylic markers.
Water. I am an acrylic marker, not like the others. I never bleed, never smear. I can stay, or I can go. It's up to you. No strange odors, no irritation. I am safe and eco-friendly.
They promote it as being eco-friendly. I would not call this eco-friendly.
Black paper makes others fade away. It only makes me more vibrant. Adaptability is also my knack. Whether it's on rocks, leaves.
Hi, Editing Chloe here. Really quick, I'm being super petty, but I just noticed as I was editing this that they're comparing their paint markers to alcohol markers, which don't show up on paper because they're not paint pens.
Black paper makes others fade away. It only makes me more vibrant. No strange odors, no irritation.
So when you open it up, we have all of these pens. I paid $25.99 for a set of 20, which is not horrific. So especially compared to what Poscas would cost you for like 5 of them. And in the back, we have a little drawing pad, which in itself is very nice that they include that. We have a ton of different paper colors, so you can really swatch it out. Comes with a little swatch sheet. So let's test these out because I'm really curious how good these are gonna be because I'm always looking for decent paint pens. Okay, we've got Grabby 20 acrylic markers, brush tip, quick drying multi-surface, glass, ceramic, porcelain, wood, rubber, paper, stone, dogs. Not the last one. So here we have Chloe's flesh color, apparently. I tried to show you how thick the nice brush nib was, but it just blends into my skin. Look at that, nice and juicy. It's already on my hands, okay? It's juicy, clearly. Comes with its own drawing pad and swatch sheet, which is really nice. I've never seen that before. I started to color it in and then I realized, oh, it says jade green on it. That's great. So let's go back and start again. I look at the pens and there's no name on them. So I don't know how I'm supposed to know which one is which, but then I realized they're in order in the case. That's how we know. But you can also kind of just guess by looking at them which is supposed to be which. Oh, the purple is nice. Wow. Okay, so the lighter colors were not the best, but these ones are very highly pigmented. There's banana, the worst fruit that ever existed in all of fruit history. So I didn't actually color in the entire thing. You might be wondering why. Well, it's a silly problem to have, but these pens are like so pigmented that if you draw over the colors, you can't even see them anymore. But maybe that's the point, actually. Thinking, is that the point? Does it matter because there isn't a name on it? I didn't think about that. Anyway, okay, I'm going to say this now. These are better than the Karen markers that I tried a couple of years ago. These are so much more pigmented. There are a few sort of, I was going to say flavors then. What? There are a few colors that aren't as pigmented, but even really high quality art supplies, there's always colors, especially with like Prismacolor. The blues are just like the certain ones that just aren't good. So like you can see the green isn't the best. You can see kind of this royal orange, and then you have like these pinks aren't the best, but then you have colors like these and these that are just flawless. Now I'm going to swatch them on the white paper to see how they look on there. Then I'm going to go ahead and test them on different materials. No one wants to see me swatch yet another page, so here is this page versus this page. These are gorgeous. I am already obsessed. You will see later in the video how obsessed I actually get over these pens, but so far these are awesome. Except for these ones. These aren't, they're not great. They'll be fine with a second layer. So next up, I was recommended this colouring book, which I am releasing my own activity book. It's coming out in December. It's now available for pre-order. I'm so freaking excited for it. But it's basically a story, and you complete the story with your own sketches. You complete my drawings, you complete your own drawings, you have different challenges, prompts, and it's something a little bit different. So you basically complete the story from completing your drawings. I'm just so excited for it. Okay, so this one was recommended to me a few times. This is called Secret Worlds, a delightful glimpse into the life of magical creatures. Well, the reason why I got it is because it reminds me of like Polly Pocket, like the good Polly Pocket, not the big ones, the small ones. Ones they probably made bigger because they were a choking hazard. But I was born in the early 90s. I grew up fine. I don't have issues. I cut myself a fringe with some kitchen scissors. So Secret Worlds is by Karen Sue Chen, and it basically is filled with coloring pages. You have like the book with the little stuff inside, milk cartons with like things that live inside the milk cartons, little suitcases with creatures and soda cans and things like that. I thought it would be fun to use our paint markers in this coloring book. This one is one I'm obsessed with, so we're gonna go ahead and do this one. So many different beautiful, well, that was my voice crack then. These contain so many beautiful images that you can color in. They're very, very cutesy. So I turned the orange soda can into orange soda. I love this coloring book. Paper is quite thin, I will say, but somehow these markers didn't like chew them up like a 3-month-old puppy. I'm looking at you, Merlin. So far, very impressed. Popping in here to let you know that Squarespace, who is kindly sponsoring this video, is to thanks for my awesome portfolio I have now. Look how cool it looks. Squarespace allows you to not only build your own website, but it has so many features, kind of hard to ignore that it's literally the perfect solution. I actually just went in and designed my whole portfolio on Squarespace because I love all of the features they have, and I just have not updated my website in years. I really love all of the features, and it allowed me to get my artwork and credentials on display. I also love that you have the option to not only choose your own templates, but everything is customizable with the help of their Fluid engine, which keeps it seamless between devices. You can sell products online, in person. It keeps your orders, inventory, and customers in sync. Plus, you can also sell seats to online classes, sell memberships, and have members-only areas, as well as so much more. The best part is if you want to sell products yourself, but you can't afford the upfront costs, or you don't have the space for it, Squarespace even makes it easy to sell custom merch without the hassle and money involved in getting the stock yourself. You basically design the product, and through Squarespace's features, they can handle the production, inventory, and shipping for you. Go check out Squarespace for yourself, going to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/CHLOEROSEART to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. And thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. So my biggest concern with this whole thing was that it was going to ghost on the back of the paper and seep through, because the paper is quite thin, but by some miracle, I don't know how, it is a miracle, I decided to use the Posca on the other can just to see if maybe the paper was just magic, or if it was just the grabby pen being pretty decent and not showing through. So I decided to put the Posca to the test to see if that would show through the paper as well, because Grabby did promote this as being something, oh, it doesn't show through the back. And I like to compare a Posca to a celebrity. They're expensive, act better than everyone else, and they show off. In the Posca's case, it did in fact show off on the back of the paper, which was incredibly annoying. I do wonder if they're not quite as strong because they don't sort of like eat up the paper, if that makes sense. I would give this coloring book for illustrations a 10 out of 10. Paper-wise, I'd probably dock it a point, so I'd give it like maybe like an 8 out of 10, just because the paper isn't the best in the world. I know people are going to ask me to show it on different surfaces too, so I tried it on a soda can, on aluminium, gosh, I'm so American now, aluminium, on a, what do British people call these? Fizzy can. What do they call it? Gosh, I've lived here too long. So I didn't just have a spare piece of glass hanging around, so I actually ended up having one of these little table things from my wedding left over, and it's basically plexiglass, same kind of thing, right? Still glass, and it worked nice. Like, I honestly feel like it would be really fun to have like a really big sheet of plexiglass and just draw all over it, because these worked beautifully. Overall, Grabby, awesome product. 9 out of 10, solid 9 out of 10. Everyone give a round of applause for Grabby. So next up, I did in fact purchase something from Elise Brienne Design. She is someone that I've actually featured on my channel before from Etsy. She is incredibly inspirational, being a law student turned full-time businesswoman who has like, I think 6 employees, has a physical like brick and mortar store in Durham, North Carolina. So her TikTok shop, she has sold over 32,000 products, which is incredible. I know her desk mats are like the most popular. She sold over 6,000.
Totally redo this product, but I think I finally figured it out. It was taking like 50 hours to finish my paint by numbers, so I made them a lot smaller, and now it's just like an 8-hour project, which is more reasonable to me. I also couldn't really stack them in my warehouse, so I designed these boxes for them, and that is a lot easier. Plus, now they look nice for being on display in a store.
This also came incredibly quickly. I want to say within 3 days. I was very impressed. As you know, I'm all for shopping small business when I can. I love how professional this whole thing is. It's really, really well done. I think that's what people love about her products, is they're very nicely packaged. Oh, it's already printed on a canvas. That's genius. So it's actually, unlike a lot of paint by numbers that are just on paper, she's actually got it printed on a canvas. And in the back, you not only have the paintbrushes, but you also have the series of paint and what it should look like. I feel like for $38, considering this is a small business as well, and it comes with all of this, I'm very impressed, because you always expect to pay a little bit more if it is a small business. I also purchased some detail brushes from Grabby, and I've been really going through the process of figuring out what kind of detail brushes are best to use. So I always like to try, like, not competitors, but I like to see what other sets have. And I tried this 11 miniature brushes set from Grabby, which I like that it came in a box versus in like a small little plastic thing. So this was $15.99 for an 11-piece miniature detail art paintbrush set. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, look at that packaging. That is really clever. I actually haven't seen something like that before, so I really appreciate that it came in something like this. I wouldn't call these ones really detail brushes. I mean, I guess they are if you've got a big painting. That's not the best sign, but I will say, unfortunately, it does happen more frequently than you think. Okay, so out of the 11 pieces, 2 of them have like a frayed paintbrush there. But for the price point's good, considering these handles are actually very, very nice. I really like the shape of the paintbrushes though, I will say. They have sold 839 of these and they have 4.9 stars, which is good. I'm not really sure how fair a lot of the reviews are for these products though, in the sense of, I don't know if people bought these in order to promote them and then make commission. Okay, that's way too zoomed in. That's better. I don't think I've done a paint by numbers since I was 10, which was a long time ago. This has a lot of paint and 3 paintbrushes. Can confirm I was relieved we didn't get any of those hay brushes. I mean, Elise is an artist, so she probably knows how crap those brushes are. I liked that we got 3 different sizes. Now, normally these come with 1, but again, it was a long time ago since I was 10, so they may be different now. The main color throughout was number 1, so I filmed it for a long time. Then I realized you pretty much couldn't even tell what I'd painted because the pink was so light that you couldn't even see it. Boom, there, it's done. I really love that this was her design and the paints were perfectly matched to her original artwork. And I'm not really sure how she did it, but it must have taken her months and months to figure it out. And I will admit, there were some really tiny areas that the brushes, after a while, were doing that annoying thing where there's like one randomly long hair for some reason. Overall though, 10 out of 10 fun and quality. The paint was much better than expected, super pigmented, and luckily none of it was dried out, which was a fear that I had. And it just throws off the whole thing. Okay, so I'm a couple hours in now. I'm almost done. The only thing that's a little tough is the white flowers, because the background is so pale pink that it doesn't show up too much because the white isn't like a pure white, but it's really fun. I absolutely love the color palettes that she uses in her paintings, so it's really cool to be able to actually use it. I'm actually gonna go ahead and use some of these smaller paintbrushes that I got from Grabby as well, and they worked really well. They weren't shedding or anything. I mean, 2 were completely unusable from the get-go without cutting off the splayed edges, but the ones that were fine worked well. I think the only thing I'd say is that either I'm getting old or I'm just not used to this, but the handle was actually making my hand hurt. I'm so used to thin handles that I've never used one like this before, and I know a lot of people prefer pencils and brushes that are like fatter and use the tape trick where they make it like bigger for their hand, but I don't know, my hand didn't agree with it. I might need to just use them more. I did try to make the circles more circly, but didn't work. I had so much fun doing this. I 10 out of 10 recommend this. I really, really love the colors. I think the paint quality itself is awesome. And on to the next supply. So this next one is from a brand who likes to sponsor a lot of art creators with their products. I have never done a sponsorship with this company before. I usually don't do sponsorships with companies that I don't use myself or don't genuinely love, so I have not done something with them before, and maybe if I like it today, I will, but I thought this was a good time to use it and just give a completely unbiased opinion. So once again, we have some acrylic paint markers. However, these ones are by Artex. They run for $30 for a set of 36, so a little bit cheaper than the grabby ones. They have a brush nib, apparently. This was a pretty good deal. It was $30 for a set of 36 pens, 36, and they also sent me some fine liner pens. So these are very satisfying to look at. I like the way they feel as well. They're very unique, and it looks like, unlike a Posca, you don't have to like shake them and then like wait for the paint to come out. Ooh, I'm so excited to see how these are. I'm really, really excited for it. So I deliberately picked a non-Chloe flesh tone color to show you how this looks against my hand. Very nice, very pretty. This is out of focus. That's helpful. I really love the packaging of these, I will say. I really, really genuinely think these felt and looked just really fun. And I know that's not really the purpose of it, but I just love a good looking art supply. It's my weakness. I tell you what though, if my husband was an art supply, he'd be the first one I pick because he would be the best looking art supply. I went back to the grabby sketchbook so I could test swatch these, and as you can see, very juicy. Strangely though, they don't dry as well as the grabby ones did. You can kind of see where the strokes are versus the grabby ones where it's practically invisible. With a second coat though, these would be fine, but I just noted that with the grabby ones, you only really needed one coat on most of the colors. These ones, every single one was sort of, yeah, did the old aluminum can trick again. And I brought back my little wedding plaque glass, not glass thing to draw more flowers on it, just to sort of compare. And as you can see, it basically looks exactly the same as the grabby ones did. They apply really nicely. I don't have a preference over either in regards to application or how they work. I would say though, I definitely prefer the way the grabby ones end up drying. But the Artex ones have like a matte finish, which I love. Bringing back the good old Polly Pocket, not tiny Polly Pocket world. And strangely, this one was not good. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, first impression, this does not, like if I was to go quite lightly on this, it doesn't work as well on this paper. But this one is also kind of pulling up the paper a little bit. You know when you use like a paint pen on paper, often it will like go bitty. This one is not liking this paper. Let me try a different color. I later realized it was just that blue. For some reason, I picked the worst pen in the entire box because none of the others went on the same way. Ghosting through the paper, whereas the grabby ones didn't. These ones are a lot heavier. All right, don't judge my ugly looking soda can small world, okay? Because it's just a hodgepodge of colors. It doesn't look good. I just wanted to try a lot of different ones to see if there was any other dry ones, and so far they seem to be fine. If I had to choose, I would pick the grabby pens, I would say. I think these ones ended up actually drying quite decently, and obviously I haven't done a great job, but I feel like finish-wise, they're very, very similar. Just the grabby ones have more of a satin finish versus this one's more matte. So really, I think it comes down to personal preference, what you can get a better deal for, because they're so similar. It's, other than a couple of these being dried out a little bit, they're so similar that it's almost like just get what's a better deal for you or what you think you would prefer. Yeah, I really like these. I can see why my friend Mira likes the Artex because they are basically just awesome paint pens. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you would like to see part 2, absolutely feel free to let me know, especially if you have been hounded with certain art supplies or creative products. Feel free to let me know in the comments down below which ones they are. But yes, for now, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video.